Hello, my name is Noutek. This is Super Auto Pets, and I am dressed for my role today as Coach Noutek, or the Super Auto Pets referee. I don't have a whistle, but I can call tea. Today we actually have a special guest. This is actually pretty cool. Longtime friend of the channel, Benvelope, is an old friend of mine, and you can subscribe to him on YouTube, which I am not. So we should probably do that if I do claim to be his friend. And even if you look at some of his old videos. Based Moon Alpha is one of my favorites. I'm actually in it, but today we're actually doing something a little bit different. We Ben did send me gameplay, and I got Ben to start playing Super Auto Pets, and so I actually have Ben with me today. Hey, Ben.
Hello. I can't believe you weren't subscribed to me, man. That hurt a little bit, but hey everyone, I'm Ben, or Benvelope as my channel goes.
Oh,
And yeah, I'm here to get some coaching today.
nice. All right, and so you haven't won yet, but we're gonna get you through there by
Never
walking you
won a
through
game.
essentially this gameplay. So yeah, so just off the top of, do you remember how many trophies you got this run to? Was it like an 8-9 win trophy you won, or did you lose earlier?
No, I think it was 7 or 8, and just when I was around 7, I just kept getting draw after draw. Like honestly, there's gonna be like 5 turns in a row where I get a draw. It was pretty impressive, actually.
All right. All right, so I think the first thing is there's no misplays. The one thing I always tell people to do, especially when I'm coaching, is just play what you're dealt. And so don't even in the first couple of turns, it's not really worth donkey rolling for something. You got two pigs and a mosquito. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And if you just had the mosquito hit that mosquito, it's a draw, right? So you were just one RNG play. So you're a 33% chance there to draw, which, I mean, what can you do? You're fine. And then you froze for the triple, which is fine. No big deal here. All right.
Yeah, don't judge me.
I mean,
I'm new.
you have
I'm new. I don't know what to do.
okay, that's fair. I mean, a turn two peacock is absolutely insane, right? So that is actually really gnarly. But the one thing to remember is every odd turn that you triple allows you to get the next tier up. So if you just waited one turn, so on turn 3, you would get a tier 3 instead. And so, I mean, what tier 2s you'd be looking for on turn 2 or turn 1 would be like a dog or a peacock. But beside, obviously you hit what you needed to hit as far as being a really good unit. But I think a lot of times what people do is when they see a peacock early, they overinvest in it. And then it ends up being too bad for it. It's not as good, but obviously you're gonna win this turn because you have a tier 2
Okay.
with a lot of HP. But yeah, I'll always just wait. I'll even throw a specific turn if I know I'm gonna get to a triple or two triples or whatever. It really doesn't matter. This is kind of fun because you're actually reading the abilities of the animals. You're wait, what does this do?
Yeah, I know what some of them do, but most of it's just from your videos. Because I've played less than, I want to say, 30 games of this. I don't really know
Yeah,
what they all do yet.
which I think is
If you
most
asked me
of
what the
the.
flamingo did right now, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I have no idea what that does.
I like how you're look at this synergy, right? Because you're oh, this attacks, and then the fact that you put a meat on it is actually a really big brain play, right? Because you're getting more value out of the elephant now, because now has 8 attack, which means that at this, once again, it's only turn 3, so that's extremely strong unit. The only thing that I would probably change, and that's fine because you have the peacock. I actually like the fact that you appled the peacock. A lot of players in this game will hate low turn fruit and using items, but I value it so high. I'm probably the only person that values an apple really high. But yeah, just look at, you trade here, you have an insanely amount of value. The peacock has enough HP that's getting really strong. You get a good trade there. Here's a good example of why your positioning wasn't the best. So you probably want your most high attack units to be in front of your low attack units. And so, ooh, a turtle. That is extremely good. Once again, so this is kind of, you did you're getting really lucky on your triples, but you're doing the wrong thing. Because if you waited till turn 5, you would have gotten a 4 drop, which in standard, with just this set of animals, there's not that many great 4 drops, but it still would have been the better play.
What do you mean by wait? So if I leave that there and next turn it gets better, the reroll will be better? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when you tripled the mosquito this turn, the turtle popped up in your shop. And
Oh,
because, yeah,
And it would have been a 4 instead of a 3. Okay.
Yeah, so on turn 5, it would have been a 4 drop, which, I mean, arguably there's not that, like, it's different in the expansion, because in the expansion there's a lot of really good 4 drops. Here you'd be looking for, like a bison is good, a rooster is good. There's just, like, a lot of things that get you a small amount of value.
Okay.
And then, like, you're combining this right now, but that 2/2 would be at the very end. You're just like, I want this turtle. I don't know what it does. Do you know what melon armor does and what it is?
Yeah, it's like it gives them a shield worth like 20 damage, right? Or something insane. Like crazy strong. Yeah.
Exactly. The one thing that I've tried so hard to make work is like having an elephant build, and I legit can't do it. So I don't know if I just haven't spent enough time to force it, but yeah, this is actually so the fact that he had a 2/2 badger means he killed a spider. So he was like trying to search for like a turtle or something. And just failed. So that's typically what I would do. And then also had a snail. So that person had lost the previous turn, which is why they have a snail. So they're, the game threw you a bone here. So, I mean, beyond like the one, I mean, you're still winning here. You have 3 wins. You've only lost once.
It takes a turn about halfway through. I can't really remember what happened, but it definitely takes a turn halfway through.
Yeah, the one thing that you're actually doing really nice here, which you'd probably want, like, so you have the meat on the elephant. If you put the turtle in front of the elephant, it would lose the meat ability. But if you had some way of scaling the elephant, it does it. It's not a hurt ability. It's a before it attacks ability. So potentially that elephant having a melon armor could be really strong, because that could mean like it gets like one more proc off of what you have behind it, but. Yeah, at this point, you haven't scaled the elephant in any way. Like, it's still there, the same thing. So by turn 6, you should just get rid of it. Yeah, right. So you'd be getting way more value now of just probably putting the peacock, behind the turtle. Also, yeah, I like the meat a lot. The meat's pretty good. All right.
Yeah, I can't.
That's not.
You double meat. Because, like, yeah.
Big brain, dude. That actually, it's really good. Like, it honestly will carry you. Honestly, through the early rounds.
It wouldn't surprise me if after this turn I realize it's going to lose the meat and I swap it back. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, like you figured it out. Yeah, look at your turtle with the meat traded 2 units. Like, that was so valuable.
Yeah.
And look at that. That has 8 attack, like just of the right amount. Unfortunately, that kangaroos get a scale and you're not going to get the win, but yeah, good position in there. At this point, like, you just need to sell that elephant. Like, the elephant's not doing you any favors.
Let's see what happens. I don't remember. This game was quite.
Yeah, so there you go. That's awesome. And you also did a 5 drop.
Oh wait.
All right.
I think I buy the cow.
All right. Well,
I'm like, yo, milk.
You're like, I want the milk. So. Yes.
Good, right? Is it good or no? Is it worth like doing like yeah. Don't remember, but
when you look at like the overall buffs, right? Because you're pretty much gonna buy the cow and sell it, right? So you're gonna buy it for 3, sell it for 1, and so effectively it's 2 gold for +4/+4. That is like by far the most value you can get out of 2 gold anywhere in the game. And then especially when you pair it with the rooster here. So do you know what the rooster's ability is?
Yeah, when it faints, it does a chick, and it has the same attack, but only 1 health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this turn, yeah, I know you're gonna... I sell the pig, which is a crazy amount of money. I would sell the elephant. I would buy the rooster. Here, wait, let me use my pen. Right, so you would buy that, probably pair that, buy that, and then double it on the rooster. And so that rooster would then be +6/+6, and that'd be a 9/9 rooster. And that would set you, like, that would win you games. And then if you put that behind the turtle, like, that would just carry you for, at least 2 turns and win you games.
Okay, I think I skipped. Wait, did I buy the rooster? Let's see.
Yeah. You like...
No. Oh no.
You like kept going. It's okay. And now you sell it. And you're like, what do I... You're like...
Oh, he thought about it.
Just thinking.
This is so interesting, man, because I don't remember what happened. So I just know that where the game ended. I don't remember the process.
Yeah, so garlic and
I don't garlic harm my cow, man.
Explain yourself.
I've learned a lot since this game, because like this game happened about a week and a half ago, and I've watched a whole bunch of your videos since then. So
Mhm.
like looking back, I'm kind of ashamed, but it's just funny. Like it's just funny how I've learned so much.
Yeah, I've recorded essentially every single game I've ever played. And so, like, I've been curious to go back and rewatch and even coach some of my earlier videos, like some losses. I thought about, hey, if I'm really desperate to like coach a video, can I coach myself and just watch an old video? And I think that's a horrible idea. I don't want to do it, but I kind of had the same thought. Yeah, you're seeing now, like, no one you're versing yet is quite scaling in any way. So it's not. That was just probably just a bad matchup. And there you go. So the one thing I always talk about is like, if you feel like you're not that strong, a snail is awesome and it doesn't cost anything to freeze. In other auto battlers, to freeze a unit usually costs gold or some other, you lose some disadvantage. But in this game, it's literally free to freeze anything. And so the fact that you froze the snail is actually a really good play. I should have mentioned that earlier, and that was actually like really smart of you to do so.
I actually learned that from your videos.
Ooh, oh, that's awesome. Let's go. Monkey's a great buy here too, by the way, because I like to keep a turtle, and the fact that you have it as a level 2, a lot of people would get a level 1 or level 2 turtle and then pill it to get a permanent melon armor on like whatever units that they want. But the fact that you're scaling a turtle just makes it that much better.
Yeah.
There's a viewer of the channel that, and the first coaching video that I did, SDM is obsessed with sharks, and so if he's watching this video right now, he's going, buy the shark, and you froze it, so he's getting excited about it. By the way, the can is like the best item in the game. The can
really?
right there, yeah, it's the best item in the game. So it makes all of your shop +2/+2, and so if you just buy every can, eventually you'll just find something that works.
Okay, well, I don't buy a single can in this gameplay because I thought it was bad.
No, it's really good.
It's not good. But I do buy the shark though, so that one guy is going to be super happy in about, I don't know how long, but I definitely buy it.
There we go. I hope you keep that monkey too. Like keeping that monkey and buffing up that turtle is going to be like a good play for the long run.
I believe I do.
You're like, wait a minute, another snail. What can I do with that? Yeah, you like valued this like this elephant for way too long, and it's a 7/8 that does nothing essentially because it's like the position and could be definitely better here.
I'm pretty sure I know what's happening, but I'm just gonna let it play out in case I'm wrong. But yeah, it's pretty funny if what I'm remembering is true.
Even Scorpion is like a legit play too to throw in. Even as a 1/1, it's still really good.
Is it just like a trump card? I don't really know what it does because I know it just one-shots stuff, right? But dies as well.
Yeah. So if something has melon armor and it has melon armor of what does 20 extra damage essentially is what melon armor, right? It needs to, so if something has melon armor has 31 HP, a scorpion will not kill it. But if it has no melon armor, it will die. And it's the only unit in the game that has poison, so it's extremely strong. I uploaded a video just the other day where I had two 50/50 scorpions in my final build.
Yeah.
And you can like that, yeah, you can tell like that, okay, that seems really good. I like how this almost looks scary enough like you're gonna lose because his shark is like Jane and stronger than yours, but you just had 1 HP left on that peacock. That was so smooth.
Yeah. It was just super lucky.
Hey, we're halfway there. You're actually, this feels fine. Like there's nothing too like beyond this like elephant that you're obsessed with.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this stage at least, whenever I got something to level 2, I'm like, all right, well, this isn't really worth selling. I might as well just hide it out. But yeah, I have learned since then it's not really the case.
So we look at like what we have here. So we have, I'll just keep circling. So you there's no token, so the value of the shark is not too high. This is not really giving you any value. The peacock is fine, like it's just like a unit now, but you need to scale it. So like this is your good unit, that's your good unit. This is like not really being leveled up in any way, so it's not like horrible, but it's getting really slow now. It's like turn 10. If this was like a level 2 at this point, it'd be a different story. But it's like you can tell like this is like how games go. I think when people aren't too familiar with like direction and like you, I think what you mentioned to me off camera, I don't know if you said it already on recording, is like I'm really good at the start, but I don't know where to go once I hit like the mid game.
Yeah, that's
And
exactly right.
this is the exact build where you're like, oh, I'm owning. And then all of a sudden you just like you run into like a 40-40 dog and you're like, what happened? I thought I was strong. Like what, you know? I didn't change anything.
I think this is the turning point in the game where like I hold on by the skin of my teeth for like 5 turns where I should have lost.
Well, let's see what you invest in here. I will say like Scorpion is a tech unit, but also Skunk is a very good tech unit. And by tech I mean it's a specific play to counter another build. And so Skunk will reduce the highest HP unit. At level 1 it does 33%, and at level 3 it does 99%. And so like a level 3 Skunk will take a 50-50 unit and make it a 50 attack, 1 HP unit, which allows you to trade so nicely with it. So if you want to run one, oh yeah, you're like, wait, this seems kind of interesting. You shouldn't run multiple tech units, but like a Skunk is a great one. I like to run it because you see a lot of crabs and dogs in the current meta. Hey, this is kind of nice. The multiple snails is it's like giving you that little extra value that you might need to stabilize.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking you're like, wait a minute.
I'm just seeing what I'm doing. I'm like,
yeah. On turn 11, a 5/6 rhino is not going to do anything because it really only triggers if it kills something, and the rhino needs to stay alive. And
I have a feeling I invest heavily in the rhino just because I really like rhinos as an animal, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
It's really cool. Like when you get a rhino to pop off, like so at level 1 it does 4 damage. I think on level 2 it does 8, and then level 3 I don't know if it does 12 damage or something like that. And if you have a tiger behind it, it'll trigger twice. And so I think I had a play where I had like a level 2 rhino with a tiger behind it, and it like killed a sheep, and then started daisy chain and plus 8 damage to every unit behind it, and so it just kept going and going and going and going.
That's nice.
Yeah, the one thing that you should switch here is you would probably at this point just make the peacock be right behind the turtle, and then I know it sounds counterintuitive because you're losing the ability for it to scale, but the shark is probably should go behind the peacock then at that point.
I get you. Yep.
Because you just want the more attack units up front. You're like, okay, got level 2 shark maybe here.
I wish I could tell you. I'm learning at the same time you are.
You're like, I don't remember.
Oh.
I respect it. So at this point, like swapping out the rhino for the snake.
Yep.
And then put in the peacock and.
Oh no, he sold the monkey.
I mean, no, this is like the snake behind the peacock is excellent. I would just push those units up.
Oh, okay.
So like you would put the peacock behind the turtle, and then your snake would be in the 3rd slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then even melon armor and the turtle is actually a pretty good move right now. This is a cool like snake. Yeah, steak is cool. Cow is cool. There's a lot. You're like, I want everything here. How much gold do I have? At this point, I'm expecting you to like sell the shark and buy the swan or something. Like
that does not happen. I can tell you right now.
All right, we're gonna see their rhino actually do rhino things. It feels like. Oh no, it won't. Nice.
I honestly don't think it does the entire game. Like I just never get it going.
Look at the snake is doing. Oh, look at that! It double hits the. I think you win either way, but the fact that the snake double hit the monkey to kill it was really satisfying.
Mm. Yeah, I think at this point, because it's not very often I get to like turn 13. I'm just getting all these high level units, and I'm like, oh, I've never used this before, and then I'm trying to figure out a way to use it because as I said before, I'm quite new. So yeah, this is definitely the part of the game where I'm very lost and I don't know what's happening.
No, that you have no token units, so the fact like that's not growing too fast because that's gonna get what +8 damage. No, it gets +4 for each one, so it's actually +16 damage. So you're getting your shark to a 28 attack unit. That's pretty good, especially that his melon armor is really good. The only problem is it just doesn't have HP. Yeah, you're like,
what's your thoughts on gorilla? Because I think this is the part where I was like, I should have sold the rhino and got gorilla because I've never used it before.
yeah, and you can melon armor the gorilla too. Like if you have it high enough stats, it can get another trigger. So the coconut just works as the same as melon armor, but it needs to survive the hit, which is the only problem.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and you see that's a level 2 snake, and it has a tiger, so it double hits it. That's so much damage, yeah. Oh, and that's the end, huh? That's the final. That's the final build. So
I only got 6.
Yeah, let's go back to that last shop. Yeah, I'll keep talking about gorilla. Like the fact that it's a 6/6 right off the bat is really bad. But let's say you were canning a bunch, and you had used like 2 or 3 cans, and it was like a 10/10 or a 12/12. Turn 13 is like way too early. You'll start to see. Well, I mean, on turn 9 you can triple into it. So if you triple on turn 9 and find like a 6-drop and it's like a 10/10, it's good at that point. But you were starting to get into the turns where everything just kind of got bigger and bigger and stronger, and it just fell off.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, like your positioning was really good through the game. I think you held on a little bit too long, and then also like you didn't necessarily like have good luck, and I think the problem is you were a little overly invested in the units you had, and you stopped scaling them when you got rid of the monkey, and so you were like invested in units instead of rolling for something better. So you like never necessarily found something like you could have crippled into something of more value earlier on to maybe find like a dragon or a black cat, or even if you on turn you were finding 5-drops. Even if you found like a turkey, you could have done a token build because you already had a shark. And so there was options there. But I think you already said this, is you don't know the late game. And so you don't know direction. You don't know what to, essentially you don't know what the win condition is. So you're like, all right, I'll just keep playing what I have, which is like totally okay. It just only takes you so far.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right, I know. And now I'm gonna like coach you, but that's probably the end of this video. This is probably a super weird one because half of this video was just us kind of going, yeah, sounds good. Hope you learned.
well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, I'm just learning, man. Like, whatever you tell me, I'm just gonna take on board. I don't really have any opinions because, like, I just haven't been playing long enough. So, yeah, anything you tell me can help, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I think that was good. Hopefully, like, there's other opportunities for people to learn while watching this. I will continue to do more coaching videos. So if you want for me to review your gameplay, I can either do it like the first one, or we can do something like this. Join my Discord channel, and there's a channel where it's called SAP Coaching or Noutek Coaching, or I don't know. And you can post your gameplay there, and I'll take a look at it and review it. And I'm excited to keep growing this series because I think it's a good opportunity for us to be educational and make everyone better. The downside is I've seen people in Discord start talking about the things that I do, and even the bad things that I do, and they're like taking it. So I'm being a little too influential. So take everything I say for granted. Thanks, Ben, again, for recording this video with me. I appreciate it. Any last thoughts?
Canned vegetable your shop is very good. I didn't know that, and now I do. I'm taking that home today.
And then subscribe to Noutek. Subscribe to
Noutek. It's pronounced Noutek, not Noutek.
Exactly. All right. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I will see you later. Goodbye. Mwah.